So we'll start with our prayers. You can repeat along with me. We need the blessings of our Acharyas and Gurujan. Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnanandhana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manohistam Apitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadameham Dati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Shri Radha Krishna Prada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Does anybody remember what did we discuss last time? Yaksha Prashna. Yeah. Anybody remembers any question answer from that? Yes. Right. Taller than the sky. Father. One check. Got everybody alive. Very good, very good. Thank you. Yeah. And one of the other very important question that Yaksha asked, what is the most amazing thing in this world? सबसे आश्चर्यजनक चीज क्या है? They see the other people dying, but they themselves feel that I will not die. Right? Even though everyone knows that they are going to die, but at the back of their mind, they know that I'm not going to die. At least I'm not going to die tomorrow. Right? We know that I may die in future. That is there, but for sure, if just imagine if you think that you're going to die tomorrow, what will be your consciousness? That's a biggest missing link in today's world. We live as if we are never going to die, not knowing what is going to happen after death. It is very, very important that we learn that what is the purpose of life. That is what Yudhishthir Maharaj was trying to help all of us understand through this question, right? Because if you visualize yourself that if tomorrow I may have to die, right? Then what will go through your mind? And it's interesting to do such exercise once in a while. ऐसा एक्सरसाइज कभी कभी अपने साथ करना चाहिए बैठ के. तो क्या होगा ना, उससे हमें समझ में आएगा कि हम हमारे जीवन में सही चल रहे हैं कि नहीं चल रहे हैं, है कि नहीं? नहीं तो हम लोग ऐसे ही जिंदगी जीते रहेंगे, सब मजा है, सब ठीक है, बट व्हाट एम आई सपोज टू डू, राइट? So that is very, very important, worth meditating. Now, I have got the some feedback that rather than going like reading the purport in deep, otherwise this Bhagavad Gita will take a lot of time for us to complete it, right? So better we take the theme wise, like the set of verses. So that is what we plan to do. We'll read the translation for sure, and some of the important points of the purport that we'll try and uh, discuss rather than going through all the purports of the shlokas. Okay. So as you know, this sixth chapter is about Dhyana Yoga, where the process of Dhyana Yoga or the Astanga Yoga बताया गया है कि अष्टांग योगा क्या है. उसके बाद ये बताया गया है कि अष्टांग योगा में आप करोगे तो उसका रिजल्ट्स क्या मिलेगा. So result is also on a gradation. If you go higher and higher, yoga ruda, right? Yoga ruda means what is the ultimate results of practicing Ashtanga yoga, right? So those results are being described till verse number 32. Okay. So we'll discuss today from 26 to 32, and then from 33 onwards, Arjuna is going to ask question about what Krishna has described about Ashtanga yoga, and he will share his predicament of following अष्टांग योगा. क्योंकि अष्टांग योगा आप फॉलो करने को बोल रहे हैं, उसके बारे में मुझे कई प्रश्न हैं. So that we will see next time. Today we'll try to discuss verse number 26 to 32. Okay, very interesting verses. So before that, we'll just read the translation of the 25th verse so we know the connection, how the things are happening. In the 25th verse, Krishna says, gradually, step by step, one should become situated in trance by means of intelligence sustained by full conviction, and thus the mind should be fixed on the self alone and should think of nothing else. So from there we'll continue from the verse number 26. You can repeat after me. यतो यतो निश्चलति मनश्चञ्चलम् अस्थिरम् ततस्ततो नियम एक मिनट. ततस्ततो नियमयता आत्मनि एव आत्मनि एव वशं नयेत् From wherever the mind wanders, due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. The nature of the mind is flickering. No, no, no. We are not going to read the purport. I'll just say few lines of the purport and then we'll discuss. So, the important thing that Srila Prabhupada tells in the purport is the mind should not control us. So there are two concepts that Prabhupada explains in the purport is Goswami and Godas. Does anybody know what is Goswami, who is Goswami and who is Godas? You have heard the surname called Goswami? One of the famous person. Arnab Goswami. Right? So you may have the surname, but what does it mean? Goswami means one who is the master of the senses, who has controlled the senses. And who is the Godas? Who is the servant of the senses. Right? And Srila Prabhupada further very beautifully explains in the purport. He says, in transcendental sense happiness, the senses are engaged in the service of the Rishikesh. So here, many times we see that we are all troubled with our mind, isn't it? सबसे ज्यादा अपने को trouble कौन देता है? Mind. अभी तो what is happening in the news, BV, the mind. Somebody can go and push you from the cliff and today there is a lot of memes going around, on the Instagram and WhatsApp and everywhere else. That be very careful when you go out for a picnic or something. Take two bodyguards with you because you do not know what can happen. So it's not a question of laughing, right? In one sense, of course, we make a fun of it, but just see that the we are all were laughing right now, correct? Just see how much content has been put into Instagram and Facebook and everywhere else about making fun of this particular incident, right? Matlab, such a serious thing, somebody has lost his life, right? And people want to have entertainment out of it. See the degradation of the society. It's really unbelievable. Really unbelievable. Why? Because their mind is not under their control. तो यहाँ पे भगवान श्री कृष्ण बहुत अच्छे से बता देगा, अगर आपको माइंड को कंट्रोल करना है तो क्या करना है. बोल रहे कि माइंड जहां पे जा रहा है उसको वापस लेके आओ. वापस लेके कहां पे लेके आओगे बताओ. श्री कृष्ण सेज राइट, फ्रॉम वेरेवर द माइंड वंडर्स ड्यू टू इट्स फ्लिकरिंग एंड अनस्टेडी नेचर. माइंड का नेचर ही ऐसा है. माइंड इज मेनी टाइम कंपेयर्स टू अ स्मॉल चाइल्ड. जैसे अभी स्मॉल चाइल्ड सी लाइक रनिंग अराउंड टू कंट्रोल इट, राइट? It will not stay at one place. It will just go around all the places. But Krishna says, from wherever the mind wanders to its due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. सब वापस कहां पे लेके आओ माइंड को. माइंड घूम रहा है, उसको वापस लाना है कि नहीं? वापस किधर लेके आओगे? So that is the whole purpose of we doing the chanting of the holy names. क्योंकि बाकी के टाइम पे तो आपको पता ही नहीं चलेगा आपका माइंड किधर जा रहा है. How many of you travel by the train? Many of us, right? Have you seen the fellow passenger? कुछ बड़बड़ा रहा है अपने आप, कुछ हाथ पांव में ऐसे ऐसे हो रहा है. If you observe, if you have not observed now onwards observe a person. Because there is so much going on in his mind. वो सोचते ही रहते हैं, इसने मुझे ऐसा बोला है, मुझे ऐसा करना है, ऐसा हो गया, वैसा करना है. There are so many things उसके दिमाग में चलता रहता है, राइट? तो अभी आप उसको बोलोगे कि आप इतना ज्यादा क्या सोचे, बोले मैं कहाँ सोच रहा हूँ. He will not accept it. बट वेन यू स्टार्ट चैंटिंग तभी आपको पता चलेगा कि तुम्हारा माइंड किधर किधर जा रहा है. इट्स गोइंग ऑल ओवर द प्लेस एक्सेप्ट द होली नेम. तो इसके लिए दिस इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस ऑफ द एक्सरसाइज. इट इज सेड that by chanting the holy names one can bring the mind under one's own control. अगर मन को नियंत्रित करना है तो मंत्र जपना पड़ेगा. मंत्र का मतलब ये है मन त्रायते मंत्र, one which delivers the mind, right? Let's go to the next verse. You put it on the प्रशांत मनसं येन मनसं हि येन योगिनं सुखमुत्तमम् उपेति शांत उपेति शांत रजसं ब्रह्मभूतम् अकल्मषम्. Krishna says, the yogi whose mind is fixed on me. Now, yogi is now coming to the point where the mind should be, right? The yogi whose mind is fixed on me verily attains the highest perfection of transcendental happiness. He is beyond the mode of passion. He realizes his qualitative identity with the Supreme and thus is freed from all reactions of past deeds. It's a very, very important verse. Please listen carefully. The yogi whose mind is fixed on me verily attains the highest perfection of transcendental happiness. अगर आप अपना मन भगवान के ऊपर केंद्रित करते हो तो आपको क्या मिलेगा? सबसे ज्यादा ट्रांसेंडेंटल हैप्पीनेस मिलेगा, विच इज द हाईएस्ट परफेक्शन ऑफ लाइफ. उसके बाद क्या होगा? एंड देन ही इज बियॉन्ड द मोड्स ऑफ पैशन. He realizes his qualitative identity with the Supreme. Now, when he says that he will go beyond the mode of passion, इसका मतलब क्या है? Why one has to go beyond the mode of passion? First of all, passion मतलब पता है ना, रजोगुण. 3 प्रकार के गुण होते हैं. कौन कौन से होते हैं? मोड ऑफ गुडनेस, मोड ऑफ पैशन, मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस. अभी भगवान यहाँ बता रहे हैं कि अगर आप ध्यान मेरे पे केंद्रित करोगे, अपना मन मेरे में लगाओगे, तो क्या होगा? यू विल गो बियॉन्ड द मोड ऑफ रजस, यू विल गो बियॉन्ड द मोड ऑफ पैशन. मोड ऑफ पैशन के आगे जाने का मतलब क्या है? क्यों जाना है मोड ऑफ पैशन के आगे? पैशन तो अच्छा है ना, कि नहीं? एनीबॉडी? डिजायर, ओके. See what the mode of passion does is very very important. Many times na we just take things for granted और हम उसको very deep में समझते नहीं. The mode of passion, what it does. Okay, tell me what is the difference? Have you seen a person who is in the mode of passion and a person who is in a mode of goodness? Let's define the people who are in mode of passion. Let's define the people who are in mode of goodness. Even any person that comes to your mind, a well-known person also, you can say, looking at this person, I find that okay, this person is in a mode of goodness. This person is in a mode of passion. This person is in mode of ignorance. अदरवाइज तो हमको पता ही नहीं चला कि मूड्स क्या है. लोग बड़ा मूड्स के बारे में इतना चर्चा भी कर देंगे पर पता भी नहीं चलेगा कि एक्चुअली मूड्स क्या होता है. नोबडी, एनीबडी? अच्छा ठीक है, पैशन में कोई है उसका ध्यान में आता है, नहीं आता है? who you think is in mode of passion? हाँ, Alexander. Okay, very good. Alexander, great. So he's always wanted to get more and more and more, right? So it's mode of passion. Anyone else? There is no satisfaction. Okay, but any people do you see as a mode of passion? That oh, this person is in mode of passion. No? Wow, this is amazing. So this will help you to now. It's not that we want to judge people, okay? By the way, this is to understand. Oh, this is mode of passion. You have to identify actually. अगर हमको पता ही नहीं चलेगा कि मोड ऑफ पैशन क्या है, मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस क्या है, मोड ऑफ गुडनेस क्या है, तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. सो Prabhupada was in the passion of Krishna consciousness. Okay, okay. We'll discuss about that. That's not exactly the passion. It's actually beyond the modes. When you are in the particular गुना के अंदर के कंट्रोल में होते हो ना तो आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते. Gunas are also like the rope. Another meaning of guna is rope. So what this gunas does, mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance, they actually tie you in one sense. So आप उसके अधीन हो जाते हो. Shall give you the example now. Okay, who is in mode of passion? All these Bollywood stars, right? So always like कुछ कर रहा है ऐसा है like so many things happening, right? विराट कोहली किसी दूसरे ने कैच पकड़ा पर ऐसा लगता है कि उसने कैच पकड़ लिया, right? It's a passion, some is required. I'm not saying it's not required. People appreciate about his thing there. He's really a team player. He's celebrating others' success in one sense, which is really good. But that is nothing but in one sense, more of passion, right? Now you see Rahul Dravid, right? Is more of a kind of a goodness, right? मैच जीत गए तो भी right? So what they do is like they are kind of composed in most of the situation. So generally it is said if you have to categorize the professions, right? So all these businessmen and all these people they come in the mode of passion. All these entertainment people they come in mode of passion. जो कवि है, right? His teachers है, they're into mode of goodness. Who is in the mode of ignorance? Drunkards, जो कुछ कर ही नहीं रहे हैं, सोच रहे कि सरकार मुझे जब भी पैसा देगी तभी मैं कुछ ले लूंगा, क्या ले लूंगा वो भी बाकी बाकी कुछ नहीं. देयर इन ऑलवेज हैव नथिंग टू डू बट जस्ट आराम से पड़े रहना है, राइट? सो दीज आर इन मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस. ओके, सो अल्टीमेटली व्हाट हैपेंस, यू आर बाउंड बाय दिस नेचर. नाउ इवन द टाइम, द 24 आवर्स जो है ना वो समय भी अलग अलग गुण से प्रभावित है. अब मॉर्निंग का जो समय जो ब्रह्म मुहूर्त कहते हैं ना, दैट इज मोड ऑफ गुडनेस. अब देखो 7 बजे तक ना सब कुछ सही है, प्रोवाइडेड वी आर गेटिंग अप एट 5 o'clock. अदरवाइज तो दैट जो जो समय मोड ऑफ गुडनेस का है वो भी हमारा मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस में चला जा रहा है. स्लीप इज नथिंग बट अ मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस. एंड सी हाउ कृष्णा हैज क्रिएटेड दिस अमेजिंग सिस्टम. You require the mode of ignorance as well, because if you don't get into the mode of ignorance you will not be able to take rest, you will not be able to sleep. Sleep is considered to be mode of ignorance. बट एट द सेम सो ब्रह्म मुहूर्त ट्राई करके देखना. कभी आप 4 बजे उठ गए गलती से, हाँ 5 बजे उठ गए, स्नान करके आप अपने अपने आप ही बैठो ऐसे, यू विल फील सो नाइस, यू विल फील गुड, provided you have slept at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. Because there are people who sleep at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and if you get up at 5 o'clock, you will wonder कि भाई क्या चल रहा है, right? So you have to sleep early, get up early. ट्राई करके देखो. इफ यू हैव नॉट ट्राइड इट, ट्राई करके देखो. सो दैट इज अ मोड ऑफ गुडनेस. अच्छा लगता है वो. देन यू कम टू दी 8 बज गया, 9 बज गया, you see the mode of passion. You go to the Borivali station, any station, like everyone is rushing, lot of things happen, right? That is mode of passion. Ignorance क्या, शाम हो गया, 9 बजे के बाद all this bars and everything becomes active. Have you seen any bar active at 8 a.m.? No, right? They become active at 8 p.m. They don't become active at 8 a.m. So that is mode of ignorance. Understand? So that is right. So now Krishna is saying you have to go beyond the mode of passion, right? And this of mind control will help you to go beyond the mode of passion. Mode of passion में क्या होता है, जैसे हम लोग ने आगे भी बताया था कि let's say if you are going at a full speed, that is nothing but the mode of passion, right? अगर आप स्पीड में जा रहे हो तो will you be able to see things around you? Probably not so clearly. Let's say आप ट्रेन से जा रहे हो, let's say going from Mumbai to Pune by whatever that, what is that train now? Yeah, Vista Dome or whatever जो भी है, right? तब उससे जा रहे हो, फुल स्पीड में जा रहे हो, सब दिख रहा है आपको, पर फुल स्पीड में जा रहा है गाड़ी 80-100 किलोमीटर पर आवर तक. Now if I tell you that have you seen that बरगद का पेड़ वहां पे, तो कौन सा बरगद का पेड़, the train is going to go fast. So what happens, like that your life is so fast So you are not able to understand what is happening in your life. हाँ? जैसे ये ट्रेन इतने स्पीड से जा रहा है, वो बरगद का पेड़ आपको दिखा ही नहीं। बोले तो सबसे फेमस पेड़ है वो बरगद का। अच्छा ठीक है, तो नेक्स्ट टाइम आपने क्या किया, मैं ट्रेन से नहीं जाऊंगा, मैं अभी बाइक पे जाऊंगा। तो बाइक पे कितना स्पीड था आपका? 40-50 का स्पीड है। आपको दिखा बरगद का पेड़? यस यस यस, दिखा बरगद का पेड़। अच्छा ठीक है। बरगद के पेड़ में there are so many other things were there. There were some like the nest of the birds and other things. Were you able to see that? No, I could not see it. So then what you have to do? Go on the cycle. साइकिल का स्पीड कितना रहेगा? 10 का रहेगा। You go at the speed of that. अच्छा आपको वो दिखा अभी घोंसला पंखियों का? You could see the bird's nest. Yes, I could see. But could you see the bird itself? Probably not. So then what you have to do? You have to walk. And then you will be able to observe so many things. हम लोग पैशन में रहते हैं तो हमें जिंदगी का मतलब ही नहीं समझता। What to speak of going to the spiritual life? You have to slow down. Slow down doesn't mean that like कि अब जॉब छोड़ दो, ये सब नहीं है। You have to practice this mantra meditation. That is how it will help you to even at your job. Right? Many times I have shared this example. A person who is in mode of passion and person who is in mode of goodness, who can do things faster? Actually, if you see the mode of goodness person will do faster. Why? Because the mode of passion person who is going trying to do it, he will do it in haste. lot of जल्दी करना जाएगा तो उसमें वो गलती कर देगा, तो गलती सुधारने जाएगा। तो और दूसरा जो मोड ऑफ गुडनेस वाला है वो एकदम सोच समझ के प्लानिंग के साथ एक ही बार में परफेक्ट कर देगा। आपने कई बार देखा होगा अपने कॉलीग्स में, अपने रिलेटिव्स में, कह रहे ये बंदा एक ही बार में अच्छे से कर लेता है, दूसरा बंदा इतना दिखाता बहुत है कि ये करो, लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स हैपनिंग, पर वो जो रिजल्ट है ना, एंड रिजल्ट, वो उतना आता नहीं है। सो दैट इज व्हाई कृष्ण इज सेइंग दैट मोड ऑफ goodness is very very important. Now let's take further. What does it say? He realizes his qualitative identity with the Supreme. What is the qualitative identity with the Supreme? That he is also Satchit Ananda. He is also eternal. He is also full of knowledge and is also full of bliss. Okay? And thus he is freed from all reactions of past deeds. This is the most important thing. हमारे पास्ट डीड्स इतने खतरनाक है ना, बहुत भारी पड़ते हैं अपने ऊपर। Here Krishna is very clearly saying that it will be freed from his past deeds, provided we are focusing our mind on Krishna. Okay, so that is very, very important. Now let's go to the next verse, what Krishna has to say further. Yanjan evam sadatmanam yogi vigata kalmashaha sukhena brahma samsparsham atyantam sukham sute. Thus, the self-controlled yogi, constantly engaged in yoga practice, becomes free from all material contamination and achieves the highest stage of perfection. Sorry, and achieves the highest stage of perfect happiness in transcendental loving service to the Lord. I repeat. So, first, the all reactions are being taken care, and now further, Krishna, what he's saying, thus the self-controlled yogi, constantly engaged in yoga practice, becomes free from all material contamination and achieves the highest stage of perfect happiness in transcendental loving service to the Lord. The purport is very small. I'll just read only 3-line purport. Self-realization means knowing one's constitutional position in relationship to the Supreme. The individual soul is part and parcel of the Supreme, and his position is to render transcendental service to the Lord. This transcendental contact with the Supreme is called Brahma Samsparsha. So we have heard many times people want to say, I want to become self-realized. What is self-realization? Atma Sakshatkar, सुना है? सुनाइए. Understanding the purpose of life. Okay, okay, that is a good understanding. जैसे इसका लिटरल ट्रांसलेशन करो ना, आत्म साक्षात्कार. साक्षात्कार मतलब क्या? साक्षात, आत्मा का साक्षात्कार करना. टू रियलाइज दिस सेल्फ इज द सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन. इट्स एज सिंपल एज दैट, राइट? सो अपने आप को जानना, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. एम आई दिस बॉडी? दैट्स द बिगेस्ट क्वेश्चन वन हैज टू आस्क. और एम आई बिगर देन द बॉडी, और आई एम समथिंग बियॉन्ड द बॉडी? मैं ये शरीर हूं कि मैं शरीर के अलावा कुछ और हूं? शुद्ध आत्मा है हम, राइट? पर उसको, ये थियोरेटिकल हो गया, राइट? न्यूटन्स थर्ड लॉ, एनी एक्शन एज इक्वल रिएक्शन. पर आपने समझा क्या उसको? अभी आप लैब में जाओगे, कभी उसका एक्सपेरिमेंट करोगे, तभी आपको समझ में, अच्छा हाँ, ये मैंने एक्शन किया, देखो इसके सामने ऐसा आया. अभी आत्मा, मैं आत्मा हूं, अभी ये थियरी है, इसका प्रैक्टिकल कैसे करोगे? बाय मेडिटेशन. वेरी गुड. दैट इज वन ऑफ द लैब दैट वी हैव, बाय मेडिटेशन. नाउ लेट्स से you have somewhat realized that you are Atma, right? Then what you are supposed to do? What is the intrinsic nature of an Atma? आत्मा का मूल स्वभाव क्या है? चंचल बनना, लोगों को डराना. आत्मा, मुझे आत्माएं दिख रही है. अरे भाई, खुद की आत्मा देखो भाई, दूसरे की आत्मा देखने की जरूरत नहीं है. हाँ, वेरी गुड. दैट इज व्हाट इज बीइंग. That is what is the verses are coming up. But here in the purport, the Prabhupada says that we are part and parcel of Krishna. That's the most important thing. हम अनाथ नहीं है, हम सनाथ. हमारे बायोलॉजिकल माता पिता है, बट हमारे इटर्नल माता पिता भी हैं. Is Krishna, who is our eternal father, right? So being a part and parcel of Krishna, what is our duty? So Prabhupada gives a very beautiful example for this, right? This hand is a part and parcel of this body, right? This leg is a part and parcel of the body. What is the duty of this hand? To serve the body. अभी मुझे कुछ अच्छा खाना मिला तो मैं उठा के, हाथ से उठा के खाऊंगा, yes or no? अभी बोलेगा सब कुछ तो मैं मुंह को दे रहा हूँ, एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग टू द स्टमक, ओनली स्टमक इज एंजॉयिंग. ये इतना अच्छा रसगुल्ला है, ये सब, आई वांट टू एंजॉय दिस रसगुल्ला. सो इफ यू हैंड सेज आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू गिव इट टू द माउथ एंड आई माई सेल्फ वांट्स टू एंजॉय इट, वो कितना भी मिसल लेगा रसगुल्ले को, पूरा जूस भी निकाल देगा, विल द हैंड बी एबल टू एंजॉय? इट विल बी डिस्गस्टेड, क्योंकि वो जूस चिपक जाएगा तो बोलेगा इज देयर अ वॉश बेसिन समवेयर, आई वांट टू वॉश माय हैंड्स, मुझे हाथ धोना है. और अगर वही रसगुल्ला उठा के मुंह में डालेगा, राइट, पेट में जाएगा, तो हाथ को भी स्ट्रेंथ मिलेगा. यू ऑल हैव डन रिसेंट निर्जल, पांडव निर्जल एकादशी, right? तभी हम सबको पता चला कि भाई ये कितना डिफिकल्ट, नेक्स्ट डे किधर है प्रसाद, राइट? कभी हैंड बोलेगा नहीं, आई वांट टू एंजॉय द प्रसाद, आई डोंट वांट टू गिव यू द प्रसाद, तो क्या होगा? दिस हैंड विल नॉट हैव अ स्ट्रेंथ टू इवन पिक अप एनीथिंग, राइट? So similarly, the body parts has a purpose to serve the body. Similarly, we are also part of Krishna. So it's as simple as that. We are supposed to serve the Krishna. We water the root. We don't water the leaf and the branches, even though they are there. Right? It's as simple as that. That is what the purpose of this was. Let's go to verse number 29. सर्वभूतस्थम् आत्मानम् सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि इक्षते योगयुक्तात्मा सर्वत्र समदर्शन. A true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized person sees me, the same Supreme Lord, everywhere. Very beautiful verse, right? Now, in this, there are a few lines I'll just read and then we'll have a few interesting discussion on this. So the Paramatma feature is situated within both the heart of the dog and that of a Brahmana as well. What Prabhupada is saying? How many of you know about the आत्मा का तो समझ में आ गया हमको. ये परमात्मा क्या है? आत्मा and परमात्मा are the same. Super soul, Superman. आत्मा का फादर. Okay. Sun and sun rays. This is the source. Okay. So Paramatma is none other than the supreme personality of Godhead. Okay. भगवान ही है वो, उनका अलग रूप है वो. जैसे भगवान has the three aspects: Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagwan. Right? Brahman means what? जैसे उन्होंने कहा, जब the effulgence of the Lord. Then the Paramatma is a localized feature that every living entity, please mind it, not just human being, every living entity has a Paramatma within their body. And there is Bhagwan Shama Sundar, unka ek nagabol hai. So Sham Sundar expands himself as a Paramatma. There is a whole technical thing, we will not get into that right now. There is a whole Karana Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and Shirodakshay Vishnu. So how this Vishnu takes the form of a Paramatma and stays with the each and every Atma in that respective body. So that's what Prabhupada says, that Paramatma in the dog's body and Paramatma in the Brahmana's body is the same. Now you know what does it mean? That means that Lord is your best friend. अगर आप सोचो, ज्यादातर हमारे दोस्त कहाँ तक चलते हैं? जब तक हमारे पास पैसा है, जब तक हमारे पास फेम है. The real friend comes to, like, in the limelight only when we don't have anything and they're still with us, right? Otherwise काफी सारे friend होते हैं अगर if you have lot of wealth and everything. but जब ये अपने पास कुछ नहीं है तो कौन अपने साथ में खड़ा है? वो अपना दोस्त है. ठीक है. So Paramatma is your one of the best friend. Why? Because from the human form of life, even you become a dog or even a pig for that matter. अगर आप सुअर भी बन जाओगे, because of your own karma, Paramatma never leaves you. And earlier Prabhupada gave the wonderful analogy from our Shastras that imagine as if a two birds sitting on the same branch. One bird is enjoying the fruit of the tree and other bird is a Paramatma who just आपको देख रहा है. कभी ये मेरे तरफ घूमेगा तो कौन हो आप? एटलीस्ट वो भी पूछेगा, तभी भगवान उसको मदद करेंगे. इसीलिए टू कम टू द मोड ऑफ गुडनेस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू आस्क दैट क्वेश्चन. Somebody else is also sitting in my heart along with my own soul. But सोचो भगवान कितने दयालु. Even if you become a bacteria, Krishna is with you. That is the beauty of this. Right? So Krishna is a Paramatma. The individual soul is also situated in the individual heart, but he is not present in all hearts. जैसे गोविंद प्रेम है, right? The soul Govind Prem cannot be present at the same time into Madhav Prem's body. He can be present in this particular body only, right? But Paramatma is how? हम सबके अंदर जो परमात्मा है वो सेम परमात्मा विष्णु है. समझ रहे हो? आप सबके अंदर और मेरे अंदर जो परमात्मा है वो सेम है, but he can expand himself into all these different types of bodies. ये मैं इसलिए बता रहा हूं कि कभी कभी लोग क्या बोलते हैं, आत्मा ही परमात्मा है, परमात्मा ही आत्मा है, हम सब एक है. अच्छा, कैसे हो गए भाई एक? मैं जो हूं, क्या मैं दूसरे के बॉडी में जा सकता हूँ while staying in this body? मरने के बाद हो सकता है, काफी चीजें होता है, राइट? We see the ghost acquiring lot of different bodies, but ghost can acquire at a given point in time only one body. One ghost cannot enter into 5 different bodies. That's not possible for even a ghost. You're getting the point? So that is the difference between Atma and Paramatma. Paramatma is there, not can, is there. हर एक के बॉडी में परमात्मा है, और आत्मा जो है वो एक ही उसका एग्जिस्टेंस है. कैनॉट एक्सपांड इनटू द मल्टीपल पार्ट्स. ठीक है? The yogi sees equally because he sees that all living entities, although in different situations, according to the results of fruitive work. This is a very important line. Huh? I'll repeat. The yogi sees equally because he sees that all living entities, he's not saying all human beings, huh? All living entities, although in different situations, according to the result of fruitive work, अपने कर्म के हिसाब से हर कोई अलग अलग योनियों में है. कोई पशु योनि में है, कोई जलचर योनि में है, कोई पक्षियों की योनि में है, कोई मनुष्य की योनि में, कोई देवता है, कोई राक्षस है, तो सब कुछ है. पर वो किस लिए है? अपने कर्म के हिसाब से है. That is very important. So we have to be very careful what karma we are doing. In all circumstances, remain the servants of the God. While in the material energy, the living entity serves the material senses, and while the spiritual energy, he serves the Supreme Lord. Abhi, you are in this body and you behave according to the energy that you are in. In the sense, agar if you're influenced by the material energy, then you will serve your senses. अभी जैसे आप यहाँ पे बैठे हो, यू आर अंडर द स्पिरिचुअल एनर्जी. जैसे बाहर जाओगे इससे, यू विल कंज्यूम बाय द मटेरियल एनर्जी. सो अब बाहर जाके भी स्पिरिचुअल एनर्जी में कैसे रह सकते हो? दैट इज कॉल्ड योगी. क्या लिखा है यहाँ पे? A true yogi observes me in all beings and who sees everything in me. Indeed, the self-realized person sees me, the same Supreme Lord, everywhere and all the time. ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ सुबह उसको दिखता है कि हाँ हर जगह पे भगवान है, दोपहर में नहीं है. ऐसा नहीं होता है. He sees the Lord everywhere in everything. अभी ये कैसे हो सकता है बताओ मुझे. I'll give you the example. एक बार एक जन जा रहा होता है कार में, तो उसका गाड़ी खराब हो गई, राइट? गाड़ी खराब हो गया तो एक मैकेनिक को बुलाया. मैकेनिक ने आया, एक कुछ तो थोड़ा सा हथौड़ा मारा, गाड़ी स्टार्ट हो गया. तो बोला कितना पैसा? तो बोलते हैं 5,000 रुपये. बोले 5,000 रुपया, तुमने तो सिर्फ एक हथौड़ा मारा है। बोलते ये लो हथौड़ा, तुम भी ले लो, मैं गाड़ी बंद कर देता हूँ, तुम हथौड़ा मार के चालू करो गाड़ी। गेटिंग द पॉइंट। बोलते हैं जो मैंने 5,000 लिया ना, वो हथौड़ा मारने का नहीं लिया है, हथौड़ा किधर मारना है ना, उसका लिया है। सिर्फ हथौड़ा मारने का 5,000 नहीं, कि हथौड़ा किधर मारना है उसका 5,000। मतलब ही कुड सी व्हाट आई कैन नॉट सी। गेटिंग माई पॉइंट। दिस एग्जैक्टली द पॉइंट हियर। हम लोग बोलते हैं ना ये कैसे हो सकता है, हर किसी में भगवान कैसे देख सकते हैं? अरे भाई देख सकते हैं, आपको उसका तैयारी करना पड़ेगा, आपको उसके लिए पढ़ाई करना पड़ेगा। वो मैकेनिक ऐसे ही नहीं बन गया है वो हवा से। उसने कितना पसीना बहाया है, तभी जाके उसको समझ में आया कि ये कैसे काम करता है ये सब चीजें। एक मशीन को समझने के लिए उसको इतना टाइम लगता है, तो ये मशीन को समझने के लिए कितना टाइम लगेगा आपको बताओ? वो भी स्पिरिचुअल है, मटेरियल नहीं है, विच इज मोर सटलर, राइट? तो इसीलिए ये जो पूरा चैप्टर है, इसमें कितना बताया गया कि कितना आपको पापड़ बेलना पड़ेगा, तभी जाके आपको थोड़ा बहुत समझ में आएगा। And then you continue to practice the meditation, you continue to practice chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you continue to read Bhagavad Gita. हाँ, लोग मिलते हैं रास्ते में, भगवत गीता का क्या जरूरत है? अरे क्या जरूरत है क्या, इसके बिना तुम क्या करोगे? वापस से मर जाओगे, वापस से नेक्स्ट लाइफ, जन्म अभी, लाइक गोइंग ऑन ऑफ द साइकिल ऑफ बर्थ एंड डेथ अगेन एंड अगेन एंड अगेन। The important thing to understand, and how you can see Krishna everywhere. Can you imagine that consciousness must be so amazing? अगर आप कृष्ण को हर जगह में देखोगे, it will be so amazing. And the most beautiful way was explained in one of the movies, Mahavatar Narasimha. You see, after that, he falls into the ocean, and then after that, he sees Krishna everywhere. And he becomes so enlightened that looking at him, all the others, even Rakshasas started chanting, because they could see that, wow, he's such a saintly person. That is the beauty. वो ऐसे नहीं दिखने वाला है आपको, क्या एक दिन सडनली दिखने नहीं, उसके लिए मेहनत करना पड़ेगा, उसके लिए मेडिटेशन करना पड़ेगा, उसके लिए भगवत गीता पढ़ना पड़ेगा, उसके लिए भगवान को प्रार्थना करना पड़ेगा, तभी जाके ये चीज समझ में आएगा। And you will also be able to see, it is not only for Prahlad Maharaj, it's for you and me as well. But how serious we are, that is most important, right? So let's go further. Verse number 30 is also one of the very famous verse I posted in the group as well. यो माम पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि सच 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 मे न प्रणश्यति. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. What an amazing verse, right? For one who sees me everywhere, जो मुझे हर जगह पे देख रहा है, and sees everything in me. What does it mean, seeing everything in me? It means everything comes from Krishna. That's what it means, right? I am never lost to him. That is okay. But the next statement is amazing. Nor is he ever lost to me. मतलब okay, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. इसका मतलब क्या? पहले तो हमें भगवान याद रहेंगे, दूसरे में क्या है? हाँ, भगवान भगवान हमको याद रखेंगे। हाँ, हम लोग भूल जाते हैं कि लास्ट क्लास में क्या डिस्कस किया था। भगवान नहीं भूलेंगे, टेंशन मत लो। अगर भगवान ने हमको एक बार याद कर लिया, उंगली रख दिया, then we will never be lost for him. वो स्टेट पे पहुंचना है हमें, right? That is very very important. And Srila Prabhupada in the purport writes few things very amazing. Nothing can exist without Krishna, and Krishna is the Lord of everything. This is the basic principle of Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is the development of love of Krishna. Krishna becomes everything for the devotee, and the devotee becomes full in loving service. So when one comes to the level, we start with what? अदो श्रद्धा. हम लोग एक फेथ के साथ चालू करते हैं. जैसे आज हम लोग नीचे भगवत गीता का वितरण कर रहे थे, पास का वितरण कर रहे थे, राइट? कोई श्रद्धा के साथ आएगा, बोले कि क्या है. अगर नहीं आया तो हमारे माधव प्रेम प्रभु, गोविंद प्रभु और आई विल गो एंड से, will you like to just have a look at it? Somebody say, somebody says okay क्या है, they may give their number. उसके बाद भी नंबर देने के बाद भी if you give them this, oh I am not interested. That's right. But अगर कोई बोला ठीक है, let me find out what is this, let me at least join the Zoom. If I don't want to go in person, let me at least join on Zoom. So it starts with अदो श्रद्धा तथा साधु संग. Sadhu Sangha means all of us are sadhu, because everyone is interested in spiritual life. It is not one who is wearing a dhoti kurta or things like that. That person not alone a sadhu. Sadhu could be in any dress. These are all sadhus. अदो श्रद्धा तथा साधु संग तथा भजन क्रिया. व्हाट इज भजन क्रिया? भजन मंडली है वो बराबर है, बट भजन क्रिया मीन्स एक्चुअली स्टार्टिंग द चैंटिंग ऑफ द होली नेम्स एंड स्टडिंग भगवत गीता, स्टडिंग श्रीमद भागवतम, उसको भजन क्रिया बोलते हैं. उसके बाद क्या है? अनर्थ निवृत्ति. अथो श्रद्धा तथा साधु संग तथा भजन क्रिया तथा अनर्थ निवृत्ति. अनर्थ निवृत्ति मतलब क्या? हमारे अंदर जो इतने सारे अनर्थ बैठे हैं वो अपने को पता चलते हैं. पहले तो क्या होता है कि हमको ये अनर्थ है वही समझता नहीं अपने को. ये भजन क्रिया करने के बाद समझ में आता है कि मुझ में इतनी सारी ईर्ष्या है, मुझे इतनी सारी काम वासनाएं हैं, मुझ में इतने सारा क्रोध है, लोभ मोह क्रोध मद मत्सर्य, इतना सारा प्राइड है मुझ में, अभिमान है मेरे में. ये सब हमको समझ में आता है. तो ये अनर्थ निवृत्ति ये भजन क्रिया से हमारा हृदय साफ होना चालू होता है. तथा निष्ठा तथा रुचि तथा आसक्ति. उसके बाद भाव एंड उसके बाद प्रेम. दैट इज व्हाट प्रभुपाद इज सेइंग, दैट Krishna becomes everything for the devotee, and the devotee becomes full in loving Krishna. That is what we are all looking for. Everyone is looking for love of Krishna. Some knows, some don't. Some are looking for that love for Krishna in the temporary things of this world, which is very, very painful. Very, very painful. Because you will come to know when you actually wanting give Krishna to others, and you will see, oh my God, this person is absolutely not interested. And that is the beauty of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Today I was actually reflecting Madhav Prabhu and Govind Prabhu when we are distributing this. I said, wow, it is so difficult, you know. People don't stop, people will just like, neglect you and things like that. And then something that came to my mind, that even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had to take sannyas. He said, I am being a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the supreme personality of Godhead. He is none other than Krishna. Krishna was finding difficult to give himself to others as a grihastha. So he said, I have to become a sannyasi. Can you imagine? Krishna is so eager to give all of us, but we are so reluctant in this material world that we want to find enjoyment in the temporary things of this world and ultimately getting frustrated. So we also have to become innovative like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He could think of that, being grahastha is not going to work. I have to become a sannyasi. Prabhupada was innovative, right? He was preaching in Jhansi, things were not working. And he remembered his Gurudev's instruction that go and preach to the Western world. Why? Because this Western world become interested in Krishna consciousness, then Bharatiya will automatically become interested. अरे वो फिरंगी कृष्ण का नाम ले रहे तो मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ इधर, right? That is how the entire thing spread in India when Prabhupada got in all these white elephants, right? So we are, along with giving Krishna, we have to be innovative as well. Then how can I give Krishna? We have one amazing person called Vaishnav Seva Prabhu. His name itself is really amazing, Vaishnav Seva Prabhu. So this ISKCON Desire Tree, the website that you see, he's actually by profession, he's a surgeon. Okay, by profession, he's a surgeon in the Bhaktivedanta Hospital. He's one of the top-notch doctor in Bhaktivedanta Hospital and is very well known across many other hospitals as well. This person practices his medicine in the morning. In the evening, he runs this Hare Krishna TV and this is called desire.com. He has no knowledge of this, but because he has that desire to give Krishna to others, now he started distributing Khichdi Prasad in Mira. 40 kg Khichdi every day he is distributing. Why? Because people will get prasad क्योंकि कोई सुन नहीं रहा है, किसी को बोलेंगे भगवत गीता ले लो तो कोई ले नहीं रहा है, तो एटलीस्ट प्रसाद के माध्यम से उनका मन थोड़ा शांत होगा, they will become more receptive. Just see how a person wanting to give Krishna, and Krishna becomes very clear. It's not about the results, whether one person came when you are trying to give. That is a beauty ना, ये material world में क्या चाहिए सबको, सक्सेस, तुम्हारा एंड रिजल्ट क्या, nobody cares how you did it, right? सब लोग क्या पूछ रहे हैं, मैच जीता कि नहीं जीता, कैसे जीता, nobody cares. People care for results. Krishna cares damn about results. कृष्ण रिजल्ट के बारे में देख ही नहीं रहे, कृष्ण सिर्फ अपना प्रयत्न देखते हैं. कैन यू इमेजिन व्हाट एन अमेजिंग पर्सनालिटी, यू विल नेचुरली फॉल इन लव. वो सिर्फ आपका प्रयत्न देखते हैं. इस ऐसे लोगों से आप प्यार नहीं करोगे क्या जो रिजल्ट दिखता ही नहीं है, राइट? So that is what is required, and then that is why when you come to this level, then you will be never lost to him, and you will always remember him. You'll always remember, because everything is for Krishna. Right? I'm not good at verses, but what is that verse? Sadhunam Hridayam, I live in the heart of the devotees, and the devotees live in my heart. I know no one but my devotees, and devotee says, I know no one but Krishna. That's amazing. You know? Now let's go to verse number 31 and 32, because I wanted to talk about that story as well. Raas story. We'll quickly go through these two verses. Verse number 31. सर्वभूत स्थितं यो मां भजन्ति एकत्वम् अस्थितः सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि स योगी मयि वर्तते. Such a yogi who engages in worshipful service of the super soul, knowing that I and super soul are one. Now, who is saying that I and super soul are one? Who is saying I? I means what? I means who? Krishna and super soul. Say, I cannot become super soul. We have to be very careful. Okay? Such a yogi who engages in the worshipful service of the super soul, knowing that I, that means Krishna is speaking here. So Krishna says, I and the super soul are one, remains always in me in all circumstances. That's the beauty. The yogi should know that Vishnu is non-different from Krishna. And Krishna in this form of super soul is situated in everyone's heart. So Krishna and Vishnu are the same or different? And different also. That is called Achinta Veda Veda, simultaneously one and different. So many times people say, "अरे विष्णु और कृष्ण क्या confusion है?" Right? So simple भाषा में बता देता हूँ, आपको समझा देता हूँ. What is the difference between Krishna and Vishnu? They are same but different. How different? Krishna at work is Vishnu and Krishna at home is Krishna. So CEO of the company, right? Or maybe the Prime Minister. In fact, Prabhupada gives a very beautiful example, right? Once somebody wanted to have an audience with the Prime Minister of Britain, England, right? So secretary said, no, you have to wait. He went to the, not in his office, but he went to his house, right, to meet him. And he said, you have to wait. And he said, let me see what is he doing. So he peeped from this keyhole. This person, who is the prime minister of such a big country, and he has become a horse, okay, and his grandson was riding on top of it and saying, hut, 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 like that. And this person was moving like this. What does that mean? That means at home, he is just absolutely in loving reciprocation with his devotees. Right? But that same prime minister comes to the office, right? Can the same thing happen? No, that is completely different. He has to take care of a lot of other things. That is the only difference. Otherwise, the person is the same. The role is different. Okay. Now let's go to the verse number 32, the last verse for today. Atmapay Atma Atmamapye. Can you help me? एक मिनट. आत्मोप्यम आत्मोपम्येन सर्वत्र आत्मोप्यमेन सर्वत्र समं पश्यति यो अर्जुन सुखम वा यदि वा दुःखम स योगी परमो मतः. He is a perfect yogi who by comparison to his own self sees the true equality of all beings in both their happiness and their distress, O Arjuna. So here, Srila Prabhupada says, the cause of the distress of a living entity is forgetfulness of his relationship with God. And the cause of happiness is knowing Krishna to be the supreme enjoyer of all activities of the human being. ये बहुत ही important line है. Please try to understand. Krishna says, and Prabhupada explains further what Krishna said, that he is a perfect yogi who by comparison to his own self sees the true equality of all beings in both their happiness and their distress. Oh. So what is the distress? Srila Prabhupada very beautifully explains. The cause of the distress of a living entity is a forgetfulness of his relationship with Krishna. That is the biggest distress. Cancer होना, financially bankrupt हो जाना, relationship problems, those are so-called distress because those distress are going to be tied with your body. और कभी body नहीं रहेगा तो क्या वो distresses रहने वाला है आपके साथ? नहीं रहने वाला है. But what is the biggest distress? Of not knowing the relationship with Krishna. अगर आपको समझ में आ जाए कि you are a son of a millionaire, right? Automatically everything is yours. Right? So Krishna is the proprietor of everything. And what is the real happiness? The real happiness that you know that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. If you try to be happy in this material world, you all have tried. It will lead to the frustration. But if you know that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, you automatically become happy. How? Same thing. stomach. This is trying to become happy on its own. नहीं होगा. इधर डाला हो गया. You become very strong and healthy and happy because he is the enjoyer. कृष्ण इज द रूट ऑफ एवरीथिंग. रूट में पानी डालोगे सब जगह पे ऑटोमेटिक पानी मिल जाएगा. तुम अपने आप करने जाओगे कुछ भी नहीं होगा. यू विल बिकम ड्राई एंड यू विल बिकम फॉल अवे फ्रॉम द ट्री आल्सो. दैट इज व्हाट इट इज. ओके. Okay, so I think let's end here because I really want to talk about that story of Gauridas. Okay. So now you will see that we are talking about the controlling the mind, right? And here we see this one amazing personality named Gauridas Pandit who comes into the Chaitanya Charitamrita. We talked about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you all remember during the Gaur Purnima, we did this 4 session about who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all his wonderful activities and things like that. So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as we were discussing, right, that he wanted to take sannyas. Why? Because he wanted to do the uddhar, the welfare of all the people in general. Because what he realized that if I become a sannyasi in those days, if somebody can bow down to me being a sannyasi, right, then that person will be automatically get the love of God by default, just by paying respect to him. That is why Lord Chaitanya wanting to take sannyas. Now, before wanting to take sannyas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityanand Prabhu goes to the house of Gauridas Pandit and they take prasad at his home, and while leaving they disclose that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to take sannyas, and that breaks the heart of Gauridas Pandit. And Gauridas Pandit says, nothing doing, I will not let you go, both of you. You have to stay here only. He said, if you leave, it will not just break my heart, I will die. I cannot live without both of you, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. Now listen to this very carefully. It's a very amazing story. So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu says, no, no, we have to go because we have to take care of lot many other people. हमको बहुत लोगों को उद्धार करना है. So we have to go. Says, no, 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 I don't know any of these things. You have to stay. If you go, then I will die for sure. So then, you know what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu says? Okay, we'll do something for you. Something amazing. He said, yeah, okay, what? He said, what we'll do is we will expand ourselves in the form of the deities. Okay? And you will worship these deities of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, right? Who are not different than us. And you can offer bhoga, you can whatever you want to reciprocate with us. We'll be more than happy to. In return, we'll reciprocate with you as well. It'll be really amazing. Racha. Since these are the deities, so actually, while they were talking, the from the body of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, the two deities appeared. That's what we see Gaur-Nitai deities. If you go to any ISKCON temple, you will see two amazing personalities raising their hand, doing the kirtan form, right? They are none other than Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, right? So in front of his eyes, there were two the Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda in the form of a deities, and in the real form also they're standing there. And now they're about to leave. Well, then you serve the deities. Says, no, 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 I don't understand this. Well, then no, us and deities are non-different. So Gauridas Pandit was very intelligent. You know what did he say? Okay, if you and the deities are non-different, then let the deities go and you stay. So what happened? The deities put their hands down and they were started leaving. And these people become a again deity. So no, 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 you leave, let the deities go. So you stay, let the deities go, like that back and forth. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Gauridas Pandit, please, please try to understand. We need to go when you serve those deities. If at least 5 to 7 times it happened where the deities were going, they were saying deities were going it was absolutely commotion of love. Because he was loving Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda so much. Just let the deities go, you stay. Right? And then finally they decided the deities will stay and they are going. And after that, Gauridas Pandit was like, amazing. He was serving the deities like anything. And those deities were not how we offer here, that the plate will be like this only, right? No. Actually, the deities were eating the entire bhoga, what Gauridas Pandit used to serve every day. And he used to make all kinds of preparations every day. And one day, after a long, long time, the deities were not eating. And Kavidas Pandit was very, like, sad. He said, "Kya ho gaya ye achanak?" So then he started talking to the deities. "Ki, what happened? Like, why you are, is there something wrong with what I'm cooking? You don't like it? I can make some different preparations if you don't like it." Well, then, no, Gauridas Pandit has become so old. You become so old. And still you are working so hard for us to make so many preparations. We are feeling so bad that you have to work so hard for us. We want you to make a very simple prasad for us, simple bhoga for us. So, look, if that is what you desire, I will do that. Because he was afraid that, deities may go. So he said, okay, whatever you say, I'll make it simple, so I'll make it simple. So from there onwards, he started making simple prasad. And then one day he was thinking that, I wish I have a nice jewelry for the Lord. I have a nice clothes for the Lord. I have a nice turban and the, like, the mukut for the Lord. He was like, thinking like that. But he said, I have no money. How this will happen? So in the morning he got up and he saw the deities were like, dressed in such a, like, luxurious clothing, of very opulent ornaments, and a nice mukut and everything. And Gauridas Pandit became so pleased. Oh, wow. So just see that Lord is ready to satisfy his devotees like anything. Because devotee wanted to see the Lord in such an opulent form, Lord just manifested. And then one day, Gauridas Pandit said, now Gaur Purnima is coming. And by this time, the actual Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda has actually Antardhyan ho gaye the from this world. They have left this world. Now Gaur Purnima was coming. And Gauridas Pandit said to his, he had many disciples. One of them was Hriday Chaitanya. And he said, we have a Gaur Purnima coming. We want to celebrate it. Very grand celebration. So, yes, Gurudev will do it. And then he had some work, so he gone somewhere. He's gone somewhere, and Hriday Chaitanya said, like, we have to send out the invitations. Otherwise, how people will come here? The time is very less. So he sent out the invitation without asking his Gurudev. So now Gurudev comes back, Gauridas Pandit, and he comes to know that Hriday Chaitanya already sent out the invitations. So he became very angry on Hriday Chaitanya. You did something without asking your own Guru. You don't deserve to stay in my ashram. Get out from here and stay at the bank of Ganga. So at that time, like, people are, what this, I have saw so much, what is this Guru doing and all this. No, he was following his Guru's instruction. He went to the bank of the Ganga, and while he was sitting there was a one very, very rich merchant comes. And as always, devotee look for an opportunity to do what? Not to get money or anything. They look for an opportunity to give Krishna to others, right? So he started preaching to this person, a very rich person, and he found really says, wow, Krishna consciousness is so amazing. As all of us, when we came in this association, we feel like this is so amazing, right? So similarly, that person also felt that this is so fantastic. So he gave a lot of donation, saying that you are being such a amazing person. Who is your guru? He says, my guru is Gauridas. So he said, I give you this donation because you are such a wonderful disciple. Your guru must be so exalted. So he gives him a lot of donation. So he comes back, says, this is not for me, right? This is for my guru. So he gives back the donation to, he comes to the Gauridas Pandit and says, Gurudev, this is the, Dakshina I have got. For That is why I have sent you to the bank of the Ganga. So he knew that somebody is going to come, and this is what has to happen. He said, we needed so much Lakshmi to celebrate this festival because festival requires Lakshmi. Without that, it's not going to happen. So I had to send you. So just see the exalted position of Gauri Das Pandit. And they invited so many devotees, and they were all having an amazing, amazing kirtan at the bank of the Ganga, and they were chanting the holy names so wonderfully. So while that thing was going on, and the time of bhoga offering was happening, okay. So there was another Pandit, not Gauridas Pandit, Gangadas Pandit, okay, who was a pujari. So he goes inside the temple to do the bhoga offering while the kirtan was going on outside. So he sees for his surprise that deities are missing in the temple. So deities are not there. How will I do the offering? So he tries to come to the bank of the Ganga to inform Gauridas Pandit that the deities are missing in the temple. And to his surprise, he sees the deities dancing along with the devotees at the bank of the Ganga. And Gangadas Pandit tells Gauridas Pandit, this is what is happening. And Gauridas Pandit sees that. And Gauridas Pandits become very fearful. Oh my God, they already come out of the temple. So from there also they will run away somewhere. So Gauridas Pandit comes with a stick and tells the deities, go back. So just see the rasa of a devotee, it is so amazing. And while the stick comes and they say go back, at that time the deities become so fearful, they actually jump into the heart of Hriday Chaitanya to hide themselves. Because he's coming with a stick. And Gauridas Pandit actually falls at the feet of his own disciples. See the beauty of such devotees. A guru is falling at the feet of the disciple, saying that you are so fortunate that the Lord has taken a shelter in your heart. And that is why his name became Hriday Chaitanya from that day onwards. That they, in whose heart the Lord Chaitanya is residing. That's why Hriday Chaitanya. And that is how then the Lord comes back. Because even today those deities are there in Ambika Kalna. It's really amazing. But right now you may not be able to see the same. The deities are having the same potency. But we will not be able to see. Why? Because we do not have that devotion. We have to have a devotion like Gauridas Pandit and Hriday Chaitanya. Then only we'll be able to see this. And when we have that kind of devotion, then is there a question of controlling the mind? There is no question of controlling the mind because our mind is always absorbed in Krishna. So this mind control ka एक ही remedy है somehow or other ये न के न प्रकारेण absorb your mind into Krishna and it will automatically be controlled. You don't have to worry about it. But it's a long process. Don't think that it's going to happen overnight or in 1 week or 1 month or 1 year. It may take lifetime after lifetime, but it is worth trying for because we don't live only once. We live for ever, one body after another. It is worth trying now itself. Doesn't mean that we have so many lives. Doesn't mean next life में देखेंगे. Next life में पता नहीं किधर जन्म होगा कोई डिवोटी मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा अपने को. Right? So better take this life very seriously and practice Krishna consciousness to perfect our life. Yeah. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So any announcements you have? कल संडे हाँ शाम को हमारा गोपाल गार्डन में जो लेडीज प्रोग्राम होता है वो कल माधवाना प्रभु बता रहे हैं माधवाना प्रभु अगर आप जानते हैं उनके बारे में उनका लीडर इन मंदिर है वो भक्तियों हॉस्पिटल के डायरेक्टर है और कई सालों से में जुड़े हुए हैं और वो विश्व हिंदू कमीशन के एक्टिव मेंबर शायद तो वो कल साथ देने वाले हैं कल शाम को 5 बजे उसका लिंक व्हाट्सएप पे आपको अपने व्हाट्सएप पर डाला जाएगा प्रॉपर्ली फेस्टिवल का बोला था और आज एक्चुअली में आज का जो दिन है एक्चुअली प्रभु जी ने बोला चैतन्य चरितामृत जैसे तो आज का जो दिन है उसको हम लोग पानी घाटी चिड़ा दही उत्सव कहते हैं पानी घाटी करके एक जगह है जो बंगाल के पास में वहाँ पे उत्सव आज मनाया गया था जहाँ पे नित्यानंद प्रभु की स्तुति के लिए रघुनाथ दास गोस्वामी ने सब भक्तों को चिड़ा चिड़ा मतलब पोहा और दही खिलाया था तो आज बड़ा फेस्टिवल हुआ था जो निर्जल एकादशी के एक दिन बाद मतलब दिन छोड़ के द्वादशी के बाद तो हम लोग कल को वहाँ पे सेलिब्रेट करने वाले हैं. It will be really nice. Tell me a whole story of also that.